Welcome to episode 10 of the Let's Go show. It's been like 2 weeks since our last episode, guys, and I want to apologize for the absence of the recent episodes, but we are back with episode 10. The Oscars were last night. The Last of Us was last night. We got some banger movies that have been coming out with Scream 6, Creed 3 is obviously in theaters. Now we got Dungeons and Dragons as well. That seems to be doing really well on Rotten Tomatoes right now. And I know Rotten Tomatoes isn't a reliable metric, but everyone that has seen Dungeons and Dragons just cannot stop raving about the film. So today we're going to be talking about a couple of very interesting things. So thank you for joining us. Now, I got to bring in my boy as always. Guys, welcome Editor Gio to the podcast. Gio, what's up, man? How you doing?
What's up? How's it going, guys?
You doing good?
I think so. I think I'm good. I think I'm okay.
All right. Sweet. So, before we get into talking about today's show, I want to, talk about, the reason why I wasn't able to film the more recent episodes for the Let's Go show. You guys know these episodes come out every Saturday. Today, we're dropping this on Monday because I wanted to wait for the Oscars and The Last of Us. But during my spare time during the past 2 weeks, I've been working on this short film that is supposed to be coming out pretty soon. And you guys know, I've made it very clear that my ambitions are to be in the film industry, to be making movies. That is my number one goal. Like, I've always grown up being a fan of movies, and now I'm kind of just making that transition in my life and kind of deciding what I want to do with the rest of it, which is to tell my own stories. And in order to tell my own stories, I understand that I have to put in the work to understand how to even make a movie. And sometimes that starts off by, being a PA on a film set. And for me, that's what I was. I was a production assistant on this short film production. And it was such a great experience, man. We had a 3-day shoot, and it was some long hours, guys. It was like, I would get to set at like 9 a.m, and then we would finish at like 10, 11 o'clock at night. But it was such a beautiful experience because it's everyone from all different departments. And that was kind of like one of my biggest takeaways, is that when you're on a film set, everyone has to bring their A game, not just the actors in front of the camera, but the camera department, the lighting department, the teardown crew, the set designers, the production assistants as well. Like, everyone from all across the board has to bring their A game. And I love being in an environment, because I kind of see like filmmaking, I kind of see it like its own sport. You know what I'm saying? Like, everyone on set, an entire production crew, that is a team, and everyone is cohesively working together in order to bring a story to life in the best way possible. So having worked on that short film for 3 days, it was such a great experience. It was very long hours. It was very tiring, but it was tiring in the best way possible.
So what do you mean by that? Worked on
What do you mean?
Short film? Was you in it? Did you act in it? Did you write in it?
I am not in it. I'm not in it at all.
Okay.
This was just a production that was just going on, and I got the chance to like reach out and say like, yo, can I come in and help where I can? And I came in, I did my thing, and I helped where I could.
Bro, that's
sick.
What I'm saying? Can you tell us a little more about it, or is it a secret right now?
No, there's nothing secretive about it. It's called For the Love of Basketball. Again, I'm not like a producer. I'm not like anyone that like brought this project to life. I'm just like someone who
went out wanted to get on the set. You had to experience it. You know what I'm saying? If you want to get in that space, you gotta be in that space. You gotta see what's going on. So to have that opportunity is freaking sick. What did you just like hit up a call and be like, yo, can I come on set? That's freaking fire.
Dude, I've been using Backstage. I know Backstage is like a super popular platform for people that want to get into acting or, film production in general. And I've been using Backstage to get on film sets and get that on-set experience.
You want to sponsor the podcast? Free. That was a free plug. Free.
Dude, that was a free plug.
Free plug. I guess what?
You probably shouldn't have plugged it for free.
I'm going to sign up now. Now, what if I want to be an actor now? I got to go on Backstage. I got to see what you're talking about.
Hey, you could, bro. You could if you wanted to. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, if I could just hold up a light while adults do things, I'll do that. I'll take any opportunity I get.
Dude, another one of my takeaways is like, even though it was 3 days, like I got emotionally attached to like everyone working on this set. You know what I'm saying? Like it kind of feels like when a film production is over, like, again, this was only a 3-day shoot. Our hours, again, it was like 12, 14-hour days. And by the end of it, you kind of see like where you just go on a journey with like everyone on set, and like by the time it ends, it's like it's so sad because like everyone's going their separate ways, everyone's going to different jobs, and it kind of feels like, I don't know if you guys ever felt like so sad when like school would end, because that like there's a chance that like your friends aren't going to be your friends aren't going to be in your class anymore next year, or your friends are going to a different school next year. And you just know that like, this is the point where like everyone is going their separate ways. Yeah, that's how it was, by the end of the production. And I just kind of, even though it was 3 days, I got like weirdly emotionally attached to everyone on set because it was such a great experience. Everyone just had such great energy. And now everyone, went to go accomplish the rest of their dreams and do their own thing.
Was it kind of like how like in the season finales, all the actors and the cast and crew was like crying, and it's like, it's so emotional, I grew to love them? Did you see why people are like that now on the sets? Like, did you get a feeling for that?
1000%.
Like, you know what I mean?
1000%.
You know those little featurettes where the actors are crying and it's like, he's like a brother to me, like the Harry Potter featurette.
Bro, I was only on set with this crew for 3 days, and I got like weirdly emotionally attached. Now I understand why people get so emotional after spending like 3 to 5 months filming a movie and it's every single day, bang, bang, bang.
What about like a TV show, like seasons they film with
them? That too, dude. That's probably, that's even worse.
They literally grow up with them.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
That's even worse.
Like, I never thought about it like that. Never.
Like Daredevil Born Again, dude, that's filming for like a year. You know what I'm saying? And by the time they get to the end of it, like it must be so hard. It must be so hard to like say bye to these people that you're like, you see every single day. Again, you're putting in work with these people, you're going through the trenches. And yeah, dude, I'm, it gets me sad, but like, it also gets me excited because like, I know one day the time will come for like, for us to go into production on a story that I'm trying to bring to life and a story that I'm trying to tell. And then, we're going to be in the trenches. We're going to be putting in the work for months, for years. And, when the time comes for you guys to finally watch that movie, for the world to finally see it and enjoy it and critique it and whatever the case may be, then it's going to be such a long journey. But I love journeys. I feel like life is a journey. And when it comes to making a movie, that is an experience that'll stay with you for the rest of your life. And it takes years to make a movie, so that it leaves an impression and it changes you for the better. So yeah, that was kind of one of the reasons why I wasn't able to film pod episodes, because I literally didn't have time. Like, in the mornings I had to wake up super early to film some TikToks, and then boom, I would go and be working on set the entire day. And I wanted to soak up that experience and really just fully immerse myself in that, because I feel like in order for us to grow in a space where we really want to excel at, we got to fully immerse ourselves in there. And that means like, tuning out other distractions, tuning out outside noise, and prioritizing what we want to do and what is going to set us up for a better future. So that's what I did for the past 2 weeks, guys. And now I'm back. Now we're cranking out episodes for the Let's Go Show, episode 10. We're in the double digits.
Good to have you back. I'll be honest, we didn't even really talk these past couple of weeks. You've been so busy. I've been busy too. But at the same time, in the midst of my business, I'm like, shit, did me and this guy break up or something? I missed this guy. Why isn't he texting me? Why isn't he calling me? What's going on? But that makes more sense. You didn't tell me that. That's cool. And I'm really happy for you, bro. That's freaking sick. Let's freaking do updates on that. Like, we want to know, not just me. I'm pretty sure everyone watching wants to know what that's like to be on that set. So give us like updates whenever something like that happens. You know what I mean? That's freaking dope.
Yeah. Ooh, I got another update, bro. This week I'm going to Colorado for like the first time ever.
Okay.
Yeah, Paramount Plus is like flying me out there for this like I guess event that they're doing in Colorado. And I'm bringing Josh with me. For those of you who don't know, Josh is my videographer. He films a lot of my videos on YouTube. And yeah, we're gonna be going to Colorado. We're gonna be documenting that entire experience. And I've never seen like crazy snow like that. I've never been to Colorado, so this is gonna be. I'm ready, dude. I'm so hyped. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to experience the snow. And like, there's a part of me that wants to film like a Rocky IV training montage recreation in the snow.
You'd be a fool if you don't. You'd be an absolute fool, man.
Yeah, I think we're gonna do it for sure. I'm gonna go skiing. Josh and I are gonna go skiing for the first time, bro.
Josh is the king of those workout montages too. Like, he's already killing it with the workout montages. So if he'll know exactly how to film that.
Yeah.
And bro, skiing, man, that's something I always wanted to do, but I'm scared as shit, man. I'm scared to sleigh. Like I'll do a sleigh. Not like I don't know about skiing though. Like, don't you have to train for that or some shit? Like, do they teach you how to ski when you're there?
So I'm doing skiing, but Josh is doing snowboarding. And to me, like skiing, they both seem very dangerous. Cause like my biggest fear is like protecting my knees and my legs. Cause I feel like when you're skiing or snowboarding, it's so easy for you to just turn and then like tear your freaking ACL. Like that is just a big fear of mine. So yeah, we're gonna try it out. And I might be, if I'm on the pod next week with a torn ACL, this is going to age really poorly.
Yeah.
So we're not going to manifest that. I'm going to be
we're gonna rebuke that. We're rebuking that. You're gonna kill it. For some reason, you're gonna be the next.
I could be just an Olympic level skier. That's just natural.
You might
talent, and I've never
take a different route. We don't know where this might go. Last couple of pods, you said you wanted to be a marine biologist, an NBA player. Now you might be a snowboarder. We don't know. We don't know what's gonna happen.
Facts. Look, regardless, it's going to be great content. So stay tuned for that, guys.
That's going to be sick.
Colorado this week. Hyped for that. I'm watching Dungeons and Dragons tomorrow, so I'm going to be giving my review on that on the next episode of the Let's Go show. But now let's talk about what we've been being fed, which is The Last of Us. The Last of Us finale dropped last night, concluding the season 1. Season 2 is on the way, and it's already been confirmed by Craig Mazin and Neil Druckmann, who are the producers of The Last of Us. It's already been confirmed that season 2 will adapt the events of The Last of Us Part 2, and it's going to be spread out across multiple seasons. Gio, we both talked about this on the pod, a while back. We both said that if they were going to adapt The Last of Us Part 2, it has to be multiple seasons. So now that's going to be the case. And The Last of Us finale, man, like that was crazy. Gio, what are your thoughts? You tuned in?
Bro, this was the first ever show that made me buy something. Like now I own a PlayStation. I bought one, going to pick it up later today, and I'm going to relive that entire first season in The Last of Us Part 1 video game on the PS5 because it was an absolute masterpiece. And I need more of it. I can't wait for season 2. I don't know how long that's going to take. I don't even know if it's going to be good because the first season was just chef's kiss, bro. That ending. Now, see, it's different because a lot of people played the game and watched it. So that ending didn't really hit as hard. That ending didn't really mean that much because they know every little thing that's going to happen. But for people like me that's never played that game, it blows my mind that these were cutscenes that people skipped. You know what I'm saying? Like this show was a cutscene that a majority of people who played this game probably skipped. And it blows my mind that it was good enough to be its own show. And seeing Ashley Johnson give birth to herself as Ellie, she gave birth to a little Ellie. That was a cool. I loved that flashback. I know that's not from the game. I eat YouTube after I watch these episodes, so I know so much about them. But yeah, the season finale, I don't think there's any. I don't have any complaints. But again, I never played the game. How do you feel about it?
So I enjoyed the season finale for sure, but when it came to because I played the game first, it like that finale and that ending just didn't hit as hard as it did when I first played the game. You know what I'm saying? Like I kind of equate it to like when you first watch a murder mystery and you find out who's the killer, then when you rewatch that murder mystery again, that reveal doesn't hit the same. It's still good, but it's just like it doesn't hit as much as it did the first time around. And when it comes to the ending of The Last of Us, I think that ending, it lends itself to the gaming, it lends itself to the gaming, I guess, platform. It lends itself to that area because when you're playing the game and, you're playing as Joel and you're going through that hospital and you're mowing people down, it lends itself to the gaming space more than it did to just watching it all happen and watching it all unfold. So for me, The Last of Us finale was good, but like as someone who played the game first, like it did feel a little anticlimactic and it didn't hit as hard as the game did. But I still loved it. I still loved the show. I think the show is a masterpiece. And I'm excited to see what they do with season 2. They've already said that they're going to change a few things for The Last of Us Part 2. And I really hope that they handle certain story arcs differently than how the game handled it. And like, I think they will.
I think they definitely are going to do that. I never played the second game. Like I said, I don't know. I just know that there's a lot of backlash, and like every time I'm done with an episode, like I said, I eat YouTube and I watch I'll watch Andrew Schulz talk about it. Phenomenal. I recommend anybody who's listening go watch him too if you're not already. He does great breakdowns, and see, that's the difference. See, I totally disagree with you because I never played the game. And I just want to slap you silly right now because you're talking shit about the episode, even though you're not. But like, I feel like you are, because it's like, you know what I'm saying? That episode to me was a masterpiece because of the big reveal. What's the big reveal? It's a villain arc. It's not a hero arc. The big reveal is that he's a bad guy. He's doing a bad thing. But a lot of people would disagree and say, well, really, he's not a bad guy because he did save the world. He saved his world. He saved Ellie, that the only person that matters to him. He wasn't going to lose a fourth person in his life. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I mean, the show, dude, again, like the show, the way they wrote Joel's arc in the show, like it was so well done. But again, having played the game first, it's
exactly.
Like you'll never get back that first experience.
Exactly.
But since you haven't played the game, I totally understand where you're coming from.
Yes.
Because you're experiencing that sense of like euphoria of like this great story. And it's the first time.
Yeah.
But now when you go and play the game and you're actually playing as Joel and you're going through that hospital and everything's unfolding and the music is playing and it's super, up tempo and it's crazy, it'll be a much more immersive experience for you
absolutely.
in the gaming medium than it will be, in this medium.
Absolutely. I have no doubt that I'm probably going to like the game more than the show because I'm controlling my decisions, and it's more in detail. There's a lot of stuff they probably chopped up real quick for the show. So I know I'm probably going to like the game more. But still, man, that I just think, I'll tell you, if there's one complaint I have on the show, if there's one, is that why did they stop doing those intros that show you what was happening before?
Dude, those were so sick.
Those could have been its own show. It could have been its own thing. Its total own series, which they're probably going to end up doing. But like, give us that back in season 2. Give us those rewinds, those little intro episodes before the show starts, because those, man, were freaking great. What did they stop? Like episode 2 or 3?
Yeah, it was episode 2.
Bro, I was looking forward to them every week, and I'm like, are they going to do it? Nope. Are they going to do it? Nope. Are they going to do it? Nope.
Dude, I was
devastated.
Yeah, those openings, again, the show is a masterpiece, dude. I love season 1. It was just such a great adaptation of the game. And I think we all have realized that, dude, we can trust HBO with the adaptations. HBO, give them all the adaptations in the freaking world at this point.
Yeah. No, they're gonna knock it out of the park. I just feel in my heart that, I don't know, I don't want to sound negative. I just feel in my heart there'll never be a season 1. I feel like it's just like one of those shows that's just I feel like that they can just end it right there. That's fine. It's perfect for me right there.
I agree as well, because I don't think the story of The Last of Us Part 2 is as good as the story of The Last of Us. But we'll see how they adapt the story and change it to, apply it to the TV streaming medium. And I'm curious to see how they handle that, because it's gonna be something everyone's talking about when it does come to fruition. But let us know in the comment section down below. Let us know what you guys think about The Last of Us finale. Now let's move on and talk about Scream 6, which is in theaters now. By the way, if you guys have seen Creed 3, I know we reviewed Creed 3 a little bit on the podcast. If you guys have seen Creed 3, I hope you guys loved it as much as I did. That's in theaters as well now, but I haven't given my thoughts on Scream 6 yet, so let's talk about that real quick. So when it came to Scream 6, honestly, I thought this movie was pretty good. Like, I enjoyed this movie. The thing, I just have one big problem with this movie. So the Scream franchise is known to be like a slasher franchise, but there were so many like fake deaths in this movie. Like, I did not enjoy that. Like, there were so many people in this movie that got brutally stabbed in areas that'll kill you. Like, it was 5 different people in this film. I don't want to like really give out names or go deep into spoilers, because Gio, you haven't seen the movie.
No.
But when it comes to slashers, like in a movie like this with Ghostface, like I don't know, a lot of the early reviews that I saw going into this movie, they were like, yo, the kills are crazy. But then, dude, I watched the movie and I'm like, bro, like, one or two people died and they weren't even that, like, three people died and they weren't even that important to, like, they weren't even part of the main cast. When it came to the main cast, there was like 6 people that got brutally stabbed and you think are dead, but then they somehow survive. It made zero sense. But look, this movie has some great moments. The opening of this film is fantastic. The third act of this movie is also really, really well done. I love the third act of the movie. I actually really enjoyed this movie. That was just my one gripe with the film. The fact that, you know, there was a lot of fake deaths. But besides that, I thought it was pretty damn good. I love what I love how they've reinvented the Scream franchise. I love what they did with Scream 5. You know, I really enjoyed Scream 6. I don't think Scream 6 is as good as Scream 5. But I still think it was pretty damn good, and I'm ready for a Scream 7. Because, you know, Scream 6, I think it definitely plants the seeds for a Scream 7. And I think we all more or less know where the story is heading. So Scream 6, man, I'm such a big fan of the horror slasher genre. And Scream 6 as a horror fan, definitely hits all the points needed for as a horror fan. You know, it checked all my boxes.
Did you see it by yourself or did you see it with someone?
Scream 6. I watched it with Maya. Maya's been on the podcast.
Yeah, Maya. Okay, now Scream for me, I mean, I might be crazy, but after the first couple of Screams, it kind of just became that thing that's just go and see it in a theater. It's a theater watch only. Like, I don't think anybody, you know, goes home and watches the newer Screams, at least. You know what I mean? It's a theater watch with friends and family. And it's just it's just one of those movies that you're not really supposed to take that serious. You know, it's not like Martin Scorsese or Alfred Hitchcock. You know what I mean? It's just a good time. It ain't it's not supposed to be any deeper than that. It's supposed to have those deaths that are like, what are you talking about? It's supposed to have that shit because it gets you talking. It makes you laugh. It gets you in debates. You point at the screen. It's just one of those things. You know what I mean?
No, for sure.
And Scream 6 looks like that movie. Like, if you go and see this movie alone, you'll probably be depressed. If you go see it with a couple of people, you're really going to enjoy it. And I think that's just bottom line. Get some friends together and go see it.
I mean, even if you do go alone, like, it's still a great experience. Like, the Scream movies are an experience. I think we can all agree on that. And, you know, when it comes to, like, this is definitely a part of, like, the murder mystery genre. And throughout this entire movie, it kind of keeps you guessing on, like, who is the killer. That's like the whole point of the Scream franchise. And it really does keep you guessing. I mean, I think, you know, halfway through the movie, it is pretty obvious who is the killer. But, you know, some people that I know, like, watched it and they were, like, super surprised at who the killer was. But nonetheless, I thought Scream 6 was a great experience. I thought it was a good time. Again, I wish there weren't so many fake deaths. But besides that, it was good. It was a good time. I hope you guys have been enjoying Scream 6 as much as I did. And let me know if you agree with my fake deaths criticism. But now let's move on to Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, which has been being talked about recently because Empire Magazine has a new issue out there for their magazine where they've covered Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. And we've gotten a ton of brand new looks at the movie from multiple different stills to, you know, the cover of the magazine featuring different Spider-Men. And now we have some quotes that I want to talk about, which really get me excited for this movie. So today, Amy Pascal said that Into the Spider-Verse or Across the Spider-Verse is described as a love story between Miles and Gwen. That is expected. We've known that for a while now. And I love how, you know, one of my favorite things, or one of the things I loved about Into the Spider-Verse is how they didn't really force a love relationship between Miles and Gwen. Their friendship just came naturally, and now with the sequel, they're definitely going to build on that, and they're going to move into the romantic relationship. And I think it's really interesting because both Miles and Gwen, you know, it's not like Peter Parker and MJ, where, you know, Peter Parker is Spider-Man and then MJ is just MJ. But with Miles and Gwen, it's like they're both superheroes. So they're both going to be in the middle of action. They're both going to be in danger. And I wonder how that's going to play into their relationship in the movie. And I'm a sucker for, like, just romantic films in general. I love rom-coms. I love, like, love movies. I'm a sap. I'm a simp. I'm a sap, not a simp.
You're a sap and a simp.
No. I'm a sap. I just love love. That's cliche. That's cliche and cheesy to say, but I love that's why, one of the reasons I love the Tasm movies so much is because those are love movies, man. Between those are love stories between Peter and Gwen, Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone. Those movies were love stories.
When I first seen them, Matt, I was having nightmares, and I'm married now with 2 kids, but I had a different girlfriend at the time, and I was literally crying on the phone. I was having nightmares about that movie because of the relationship and that death and that Gwen Stacy death. It really caught me. That I guess I'm a sap simp too, because that really effed me up. The Taz
Dude, movies. I love those movies.
Yeah,
I love those movies so much.
I think that relationship is way better than MJ and Peter. I watched the old Toby's, which is GOAT for me. They're the best, and MJ sucks. MJ's like the worst girlfriend ever, bro. She's horrible. Watch it again, and you'll understand what I'm saying. She's not faithful to Peter at all. Like Gwen,
I agree.
Gwen loves Peter. Gwen in the Tasm movies, you know what I'm saying? You can tell, you can feel that. But in the old movie, she's got a new boyfriend, and she's always trying to get Peter sick, and the guy's like busting his ass to save her for 3 movies. He even tries to marry the broad. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's going on there?
MJ was playing games with those 2 movies.
Yeah, bro.
But
she was playing Peter.
Yeah, that's why. I mean, I think Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone's relationship in the Tasm movies, that is the greatest like on-screen superhero relationship we've ever seen in like a comic book film.
I agree.
Now that we got Miles and Gwen, it's going to be interesting to see how they build on their friendship, and I guess again transition into the romantic relationship. Another one of the quotes that came for this Empire magazine is that 5 new worlds will appear in Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. We got Mumbattan, Nueva York, New London, Gwen's Earth, and a secret dimension that's being kept under wraps for now. Now, I think this is very interesting because every single one of these worlds is going to feature a different animation style. And, when you look at a trailer like the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem, you can see the Into the Spider-Verse inspiration within the animation, and that movie truly changed animation. It was revolutionary.
Puss in Boots.
So,
Puss in Boots: The Last Wish.
Puss in Boots: The Last Wish was another one. Yeah. So now that we got Across the Spider-Verse, it looks like they're gonna revolutionize the animation again, because now we're gonna see 5 different animation styles, and I'm super curious to see what this secret dimension is. A lot of people have been saying, "Yo, this could be the MCU." Gio, do you think we're going to see the MCU and that's the secret dimension they're referring to?
No, it is going to come. I think with the 3rd movie, Beyond the Spider-Verse, they're going to bring them all into live action. All the Spider-Men are going to be hanging. But I don't think we see the MCU now. I don't think so. It could be though. I don't know, man. You really don't know now. You really don't know. I'm not going to kill that vibe. I'm not going to kill that hype. I want to see that shit, but I don't think so. I think they got enough Spider-Man going on as it is. Do we want that? You know what I mean? There's so many Spider-Men that I'm hoping doesn't get sidelined in the story, bro. Because there's so many ones that I love. And I know everybody has their own that they love. So I hope they don't just get, like pop-ups. Like I hope they all have enough, like they play a role to the story.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. As much as like we all want to see like Tom Holland Spider-Man within this like animated universe, I do think there's still a huge possibility that we will see Tom Holland Spider-Man in Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, but I don't think this secret dimension that they're referring to is the MCU. It's definitely going to be a big reveal, because for them to keep it under wraps, that means it's going to be a big reveal in the movie. And I think what's more likely is that secret dimension could be the live action Sony Spider-Man universe. I think one outcome that could be likely and would be a great way to set up that film would be for us to see an animated version of the characters we're going to see in Madam Web. Madam Web is going to feature a team of Spider-Women, and if we were to see them in the animated form in this film that's super popular amongst general audiences, it would be a great way to set them up for the Madam Web movie and get fans hyped for that film and get people on board for that, because there's a massive fan base for like for the Spider-Verse movies, but that fan base, that raging like super excited passionate fan base doesn't really translate over to the Sony live action movies, because we got the Venom movies, which aren't that great. You got Morbius, speaks for itself. And now, coming up, we have Kraven the Hunter, Madam Web, There's El Muerto. There's there's a Hypno Hustler movie in development. So Venom 3 is on the way. So there's not as many people that are as excited for the Sony live action movies as there are for the Spider-Verse and what they're doing in animation. So if they were to blur the lines and if they really wanted to set something up and use kind of like their interconnected Spider-Verse format, then it would be a great way to set up the Madam Web film, especially with a character like Madam Web that is so connected to the Spider-Verse, for her to appear in the animated form first, and then boom, we'll be hyped and we'll be ready to see the Madam Web movie when it hits theaters in 2024, I believe.
Okay. Bet. I mean, I don't know. I just like I said, I'm hoping that they don't really lose their mind with the IP and try and make
I
it
agree.
mainstream, because that's what made the first one so special was because nobody really cared. It was just something to watch, at least for me, like I said last time, until Far From Home came out, or there was another Spider-Man movie coming out at the time. So when it came out, that's why it was so impactful, because it was better than most movies we got, most superhero movies we got in that time. So I hope they just stick to their roots. And I have no doubt in my mind that Phil Lord and Chris Miller are going to kill it, because they're keeping Hollywood alive, man. They're just on a roll. They haven't wrote or directed anything that I didn't like, or even produced. Everything they put their hands on, I loved. I think, were they a part of the Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers too, I think? With the Lonely Island, I think? I don't know. I'm not sure. I think they were, though. And I just love everything that they've been doing, man. So I have full faith that this movie is going to be like at least an 8.5 out of 10.
Well, bro, to back that up, Shameik Moore, who plays Miles, in talking about Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, he says the story for this movie tops the first film.
Oh,
and bro, that is crazy to say, considering that Into the Spider-Verse is, it's arguably the greatest superhero movie of all time. I think it's the greatest superhero movie of all time. Obviously, you have Logan, Infinity War, The Dark Knight. You have a ton of other movies in that conversation. But in my opinion, Into the Spider-Verse is the greatest superhero movie of all time. The greatest story, just from beginning to end, the action, the animation, just the way it handles all of its characters. I think Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is the greatest superhero movie of all time. So for Shameik Moore to say that the story for this tops the first film is insane, and then to tack on to that, Chris Miller, one of the directors, said that Across the Spider-Verse feels like the Empire Strikes Back. His direct quote said, he said, "It shows you worlds you haven't seen, and it's an emotional story that ends in a place where you need to see the third one." And that means this movie is going to set up Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse in a pretty big way. Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse is coming out in 2024. So this is going to be the Empire Strikes Back. This is going to be the Infinity War to Beyond the Spider-Verse's Endgame. And that gets me so much more excited for this movie, because that makes me feel like we're going to see the heroes lose in this. Like something crazy is going to happen and they're going to lose.
Man, Chris Miller said the perfect thing to get people excited for this movie. It's everything everybody wanted to hear was that. So he nailed it with that tweet. That was sick. And I'm even more excited than I was before. Second thing I wanted to say is that 100% confirms that the unexposed place or planet that they wanted to go to, the undisclosed world, is just, a live action world that they're setting up for the third one. That's probably why they didn't want to talk about it. In my brain, I think he confirmed it with that tweet. And the third thing is, bro, I mean, to say it was a better story than the first one, oh my God, bro. That's a big statement. I mean,
this is Shameik Moore, who literally plays Miles in the movie, and of course he's going to be biased to the movie that's coming out. Right. But dude, those are big words.
Yeah, those are fighting words. Those are square up words. That's what that is.
Yeah, that's a tall order for this movie to if this movie is even 50% as good as Into the Spider-Verse,
it won.
It's still gonna be a great movie.
It got the W if it's 50%. That's what everybody wants. And we just want 50%. You know what I mean? That's all we want. Fourthly, I don't want to get into it. I don't want to get into a debate. You said it's just a matter of opinion, but The Dark Knight is the greatest superhero movie of all time. Fight me in the comments.
I'm not mad at that.
DMs. I know you're not, but it is what it is. It's all opinion though, because they're all comparable. I agree with you. You can compare all four of those movies you mentioned. but Dark Knight changed movies forever.
I mean, that's one of the greatest films of all time. So
forget about superhero. One of the greatest films, bro.
Yeah, The Dark Knight transcends the genre. But The Dark Knight has always been, in my eyes, it's always been more of a Christopher Nolan movie than a superhero movie. You know?
I agree with you and disagree with you, because at the end really, really solidifies him as a Dark Knight. That little monologue where Harvey Dent's talking,
beautiful.
Like it solidifies him. This is the kind of hero he is. This is why he's a Dark Knight. And I think it was a superhero story that was never told before ever. And it just bro, I can watch that movie once a month just to refresh me, just to remind me of how good it is. You know what I mean? Dark Knight.
I'm gonna go watch it. You
should. It might change your opinion. It might.
No. I mean, I've seen all of them so many times. That,
right.
Like, I still Spider-Verse. Like, to me, Spider-Verse, nothing tops Spider-Verse. Like, that was such a euphoric experience watching it in theaters, and I cannot be more excited for Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. And we'll see if it tops the first movie. But I'm not asking it to. You know, that isn't my expectation.
50%.
I'm not expecting this movie to top the first film. I'm just like, I'm going in with an open mind, and I'm certainly hyped to see what they do, man. I'm hyped to see the love story between Miles and Gwen unfold. I'm hyped to see more of the Spider-Man that we've been able to see in like the trailers. But yeah, let me know in the comment section down below. Yo, what are you guys most excited to see with Across the Spider-Verse? Do these quotes from Shamik Moore, Chris Miller, the 5 new worlds and the secret dimension, does all of this hype you up for the movie? And which part excites you the most? So now moving on, last night, obviously, besides The Last of Us, the biggest thing going on, or the biggest thing going on in general, I don't know why I'm saying this, because the biggest thing going on last night was the Oscars. And during the Oscars, they dropped the brand new trailer for The Little Mermaid. Now, Gio, have you seen the new trailer?
I have not. No, I didn't see the new trailer. I didn't even know that there was one. That's crazy. I got to go watch it now.
Dude, you got to go watch it. Because
you talk about I'm going to watch it right now. Literally. I'm going to watch it on my iPad when you're talking about it.
All right. While I'm talking about it, watch the trailer.
Go ahead.
Because I absolutely love this trailer, man. I'm hyped for this movie. I love The Little Mermaid, the original. And I am in love with Halle Bailey. And she looks so fantastic in this movie. She sounds fantastic in this movie. And the reason I've been so excited for this film is because ever since D23 happened, at D23 they showed us the entire musical sequence for part of your world, or part of that world, and it was so good. Like, Halle Bailey's voice is just on another level, and I love Disney music, and I cannot wait for the soundtrack for this movie to drop, because that we're gonna be blasting that 24/7. So The Little Mermaid, I really love this trailer. Melissa McCarthy looks great as Ursula. That is like a perfect casting. You obviously have Javier Bardem as King Triton. He looks fantastic as well. And, you know, I guess my only criticism for this movie is the way Sebastian, Flounder, and Scuttle look. Dude, they all look like real. Again, it's a live action version of this story. It's a live action version of The Little Mermaid. So they literally look like real crabs, real fish, and a real bird. But I think there's a way to bring to life animated characters in live action, but still do it in a creative and faithful way. I don't know if you guys ever saw like the live action Alvin and the Chipmunks movies. If Disney were to remake Alvin and the Chipmunks, they would actually be real chipmunks. They wouldn't be as cute and as lovable and as just like as good looking as they were in the live action Alvin and the Chipmunks films. Or another example would be like the James Gunn Scooby-Doo movies. You had like Scooby or the Garfield movies where it was all live action, but the characters still look very animated despite looking realistic. So I think there's a way to bring to life certain animated characters, but you know, Sebastian looks like a regular crab. Flounder looks like a regular fish. Scuttle just looks like a regular eagle, or a regular eagle. Is it an eagle? I forgot what type of bird he is, dude.
Eagle or seagull, something like that.
Seagull.
Yeah,
dude,
seagull.
That's the thing. Seagull.
I'm literally watching it right now, bro. I'm watching it right now. So you commentating this while I'm watching the trailer. It's beautiful. Keep going.
Yeah, I mean, dude, Halle Bailey all day, every day. Like, as long as she's on screen, it's a 10 out of 10.
Oh man,
Like,
Ursula looks great.
I'm telling you, Melissa McCarthy too. Like, that is such a perfect
Oh, that's
casting.
who it is. It's Melissa McCarthy. Wow, that's why she looks so
Yes.
familiar.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um,
I
so
didn't
yeah, I
recognize it.
love the soundtrack from The Little Mermaid as well. So again, I can't wait for the soundtrack to drop. And I'm honestly more excited for the soundtrack than anything else. Like the movie looks really good too. I really hope they clean up a lot of the CGI because I think in some parts the CGI does look a little weird, but they're gonna clean that up come May. So I'm excited, man. Let me know in the comment section down below. Let me know, what do you guys think about The Little Mermaid? Gio's still watching the trailer.
I'll tell you
Gio,
what, she could be one of the most beautiful people I've ever seen in my life. She's
dude,
absolutely stunning.
I
She's
think it's gonna be
gorgeous.
one of the best. I think it's gonna be one of the best like live action Disney remakes.
Bro, I'll be honest. I seen pictures and I was like, but I'm watching this trailer right now.
It looks fire, dude.
I'm seeing how pretty this woman is. She's absolutely gorgeous. She really
And
looks like a mermaid. Like she doesn't look
bro,
like she's of this earth.
like I think beyond her looks, man, like the voice
Yeah, that's what
sounds
I was just about to
angelic.
say. The soundtrack is freaking phenomenal. I felt like I
Her
was in the
voice
movies
sounds
just now.
angelic, bro.
Damn. Oof.
Thoughts?
Thoughts on the trailer? Well, first of all, it's the best visuals I seen. Like it's the most
Okay.
beautiful looking Disney live action remake so far that I've seen. Most of these
Mhm.
Disney live action remakes have been so like bleak. Like they feel like they suck the soul out of the cartoons. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to be a hater, but like the Lion King felt weird to me. It was amazing in terms of visuals. Like they broke boundaries like in terms of effects, but it just felt soulless. And the Pinocchio remake that happened just now with Tom Hanks,
Yeah.
that
Mhm.
also, that also felt, hey, there's you over there. That also felt soulless. The live action remakes have kind of just been feeling like there's no magic in them, no soul, like the cartoons had, like the originals had. This, I didn't feel that way. This, just from the trailer alone, we all know trailers could be misleading though, but just from the trailer alone, it felt very like beautiful. It felt like a beautiful world, and it was more, it was better than I expected, for lack of
Yeah.
better words, man. I'm not gonna lie. I'm definitely gonna see it when it comes out. I'm gonna take my kitties.
Yeah. All right, guys, you heard it here first. We are hyped for The Little Mermaid
Yeah,
coming
dog.
out in May, I believe. Yeah, May. So now that we finished talking about The Little Mermaid, let's talk about the main event that went down this weekend, which was the Oscars. To recap the 5 biggest awards from the Oscars, our best actor for this year was Brendan Fraser for The Whale. Our best actress was Michelle Yeoh for Everything Everywhere All at Once. Our best supporting actor was Ke Huy Quan for Everything Everywhere All at Once. And our best supporting actress was Jamie Lee Curtis for Everything Everywhere All at Once. And our best picture was Everything Everywhere All at Once. The movie that pretty much swept the Oscars. They won so many different awards. I think they won 7 Oscars from the night. And it was shocking to see so many amazing movies go home empty-handed. You know, you had Elvis, The Fablemans, Banshees of Inisherin. I never know how to pronounce that last word. Yeah, they were Tar as well. Like there was a couple of different movies, Babylon. There were a couple of different movies that just went home empty-handed, which I did not expect. But Everything Everywhere All at Once just stole the show completely. I guess the most shocking winner of the night was Jamie Lee Curtis winning Best Supporting Actress. I thought Angela Bassett had it in the bag, and if not her, then Stephanie Hsu. It's crazy to me how Stephanie Hsu hasn't gotten the love and recognition that she truly deserves for her performance in that movie. And I genuinely, like, again, this is nothing towards Jamie Lee Curtis, but like, I don't know how anyone can watch Everything Everywhere All at Once and think Jamie Lee Curtis's performance is more impressive in that movie than Stephanie Hsu. Like, she was so fantastic in that film. Everyone in that movie was so fantastic. So regardless, I'm just happy that they all got the awards. But I also really, really wanted that win for Angela Bassett for Wakanda Forever, and she completely deserved it. So overall, I'm super happy that Brendan Fraser won. And I like that the theme for all of the major award winners has been overlooked people. It's been overlooked people that, have been kind of, I guess, just registered as like past their prime. And they all came out here, made a statement, won their awards, and they made it very clear. I mean, you look at someone like Ke Huy Quan, who almost retired from acting completely, but he had his comeback story, and on that stage, just hearing him like in tears, it was so emotional. Hearing him tell his mom, I won an Oscar. Like it's just been such a great story all around. And I think it's a testament to, the message of never giving up on your dreams. It's never too late. And I'm super happy for all of the award winners. Gio, what did you think of kind of like the outcome from the Oscars?
So I think it was kind of like obvious. Pretty obvious of the Academy, pretty obvious of the awards. Everyone knew that Everything Everywhere All at Once was going to sweep. So I mean, it wasn't surprising at all. I knew that they were going to win it all. I knew that it was going to win everything. Hot take here. I think I told you this before. Everything Everywhere All at Once. I will never deny what that movie did to. It's one of those movies like I compare it to The Matrix, where it changed everything. It changed movies.
Yeah.
It's a lot like The Matrix in a lot of ways. But it wasn't my favorite. I told you this before. Top Gun was my favorite movie of the year last year. Top Gun was my everything.
No, I understand that. Like a lot of people, obviously, Top Gun Maverick was fantastic.
Top Gun. I feel like Top Gun. I feel if it was up to me, like Top Gun would have won a lot more awards. But at the same time, whether you liked Everything Everywhere All at Once or not, what they did with that small crew and what they accomplished, visuals that Marvel can't even reach right now. It's just you can't. When Steven Spielberg said, "I learned things from the Daniels more." This is a real quote. He just said it. I learned more things from the Daniels than I did from people like Alfred Hitchcock and Francis Ford Coppola and all these older directors. From those two directors, now than I ever did in my life. So for him to say something like that is another reason why the Oscars was like, "Yep, all right, we're gonna have to just make them sweep," because what that movie accomplished and what it did for film, it changed everything. And also, I don't know if you know this, Matt. I seen this on Twitter too. Little tweedle deedle. A24 is the only studio company to win with two different films in all of the genres. They won all. They swept on all. You know what I mean? Like they had two films win Oscars at the same time.
All of these award winners that I just mentioned for Best Actor, Best Actress, Supporting Actor, Supporting Actress, and Best Picture, that's all A24 because The Whale starred Brendan Fraser is also from A24. So, bruh, A24 had a night, man. That must be such a crazy feeling. And like another thing I want to give A24 props for as well is keeping Everything Everywhere All at Once in the conversation for over a year. This movie premiered literally a year ago. Like it was a year ago this Saturday that it premiered at South by Southwest. And for, usually when you have like Oscar movies that are trying to win Oscars, the studio will have it release during October, November, December, during that end point of the year going into award season. But when it came to Everything Everywhere All at Once, man, the movie was so good. They were just like, screw it, we're going to drop this. And guess what? It's still going to be talked about. And it was talked about for over a year. The film has, a cult fan base as it should. And it completely like cleaned house throughout all of award season. And it's actually the most awarded film in history. Like if you count out and tally all of the awards they won from all of the different award shows, Everything Everywhere All at Once is the most awarded film in history, which is crazy to say, but it deserves all of it, man. I love that movie. I think it's one of my favorite movies of all time. And coming out of the pandemic, this is one of those movies that really like it really, once you saw it, you're like, wow. Like it makes you appreciate cinema, man. It makes you appreciate the reason we love movies. And I'm so happy that it's getting all of the love in the world right now.
Yeah, no, bro, it was the night was literally the comeback, the underdog story comeback kid night. Brendan Fraser and all those people that won, man. That was the kind of night it was. But did the Batman even get nominated at all?
The Batman got fucking snubbed, bro.
The Batman didn't get anything? Didn't you have a bet with Maya about that? Didn't Maya lose? Didn't she take an L? Like what happened?
Maya did lose the bet.
Hey, I'm gonna clip this and send it to her. She's gotta change her profile pic, bro.
She lost the bet because I'm always right. That's one. Two, she believes in the Academy way more than I do. I have no faith in the Academy.
How could you? I told her that. I told her that. Remember when I was talking about Leonardo? 20 years, the man went on.
Bro, when it comes to superhero movies and horror, the Academy has their biases, bro. Like, there were a lot of horror movies that came out within the past year that should have gotten nominations. The Batman should have been nominated for best cinematography. It should have won for best score, but no, because it's a superhero movie.
Academy is 100% biased. You already know that, bro. Leonardo DiCaprio. That's all I gotta say is 2 words. Leonardo DiCaprio. Look at his catalog. He should have won an Oscar for every movie he made, or at least the movie should have won. You know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous. He never missed. He went on like a 20-year run, bro. And the guy got snubbed. It took him getting eaten by a bear to win an Oscar. They were like, "Oh my God, this guy got eaten alive by a bear. We got to get him an Oscar now." Like they were mad about it too when they handed it to him.
To be fair, hold up. To be fair, Leonardo is loved by the Academy, dude. Like, he is loved by the Academy, even though he hasn't won. Look, even though he hasn't won all of the Oscars in the world, he has one Academy Award win for Best Actor for The Revenant. But dude, he's gotten nominated so many different times, and every single time he comes out with a movie, I guarantee you, Flowers of the Killer Moon that comes out this year with him and Scorsese, I guarantee you, he's probably gonna get some love for that as well come award season. And we haven't seen the movie yet. We don't know how good of a performance he gives. We don't know how good the movie is overall. But like, Leonardo DiCaprio is loved by the Academy.
I don't know if you want to look at it like that. I mean,
more than superhero movies and horror. Like,
Mia
Goth should have gotten a nomination. Like, there were so many different just movies in general, man, that came out from different genres that aren't necessarily loved by the Academy. And it is what it is, man. But you're gonna have, over time, you will have those movies that will, I guess, pioneer genres more into award season.
Yeah. I mean, the thing I'm happiest about is that A24, nobody took A24 seriously, even though they had so many good movies coming out. Like, we do, the people do. But Hollywood would not take A24 seriously, and that's over now. A24 is legit. They won. They took all the
A24 is one of the best of the best, man. Shout out A24. Congrats to everyone who won, man. Congrats to everyone that got nominated. Congrats to everyone who didn't get nominated, because I don't think films should be made with the intent of, getting validation from like Hollywood elites. Films should be made with the intention of trying to put a smile on someone's face, trying to inspire someone, trying to teach a lesson. So shout out to, if you're a filmmaker of any capacity, man, I'm giving you your flowers right now. Let's fucking go. Congrats, dude. Let's keep on doing this thing, man.
And we love you. We love you, Matt Reeves. We're sorry.
We love you, Matt Reeves. Yes, indeed. Hard at work at the Batman Part 2. We love you, James Gunn. Keep on working on that Superman legacy.
Keep going, James. Keep going.
Let's get it. So, with that being said, let us know in the comment section down below. Let us know what you guys thought about the Oscars award winners. Let us know what you thought about the trailer for The Little Mermaid, about The Last of Us finale, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, Scream 6, whatever the case may be. Let us know in the comment section down below. Thank you guys for joining us for episode 10 of the Let's Go Show, and we will see you next Saturday. Much love.
Let's go!